Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Widya Lisenasari and now I will do the final exam of basic writing by explain my article group entitled Sailboat Regatta Preserving the Traditional Malay Maritime Traditions in Belakang Padang. First, I will tell you the reason why we choose this topic is because this tradition is real and still alive until now, and not many people have discussed this topic. And then this tradition is not just a competition, but also have a story about how uh, coastal communities preserving their ancestral heritage amid changing times. And this tradition is so interesting to study, right? Okay, next. I will briefly explain the topic of each paragraph. Start from the first paragraph. This paragraph discusses the definition and importance of sailing regattas as a maritime tradition, their role in preserving sailing culture, and skills change in their function in the modern era, and the objective of research to examine the historical, social, and economic aspect of this tradition. Next paragraph discuss the origins of the sailing regatta tradition in Belakang Padang, which developed from the daily sailing activities of the coastal Malay community and later evolved into a traditional competition that has been passed down to the present day. Next paragraph. This paragraph discusses the history of the development of sailing regattas in Belakang Padang, pioneered by Musa Jantan, including the transfer of the tradition of racing from Singapore to Belakang Padang, the involvement of participants from various islands, and the challenge of declining participants' numbers due to boat damage and a decrease in the number of practitioners of the tradition. Next paragraph discuss the tradition of sailing boats as a maritime cultural heritage that continues to be preserved by the people of Belakang Padang, and emphasize its role in maintaining the identity of coastal communities, supported by statements from local government officials. Next, discuss the format of the race, the number of participants, and the scope of participants, as well as emphasizing the role of the regatta in strengthening social relations between coastal regions and increasing the value of tourism and the local economy of Belakang Padang. Next, this paragraph explains about culture, values, and philosophy in the sailing boat tradition, such as harmony with nature, courage and physical endurance, as well as cooperation and solidarity that reflect the character of the Malay coastal community. Next, this paragraph explains about the role of regattas in strengthening community identity and pride, government efforts to preserve maritime culture, and social economic impacts such as increased tourism and the local economy. Next, this paragraph explains about the meaning of the sailing regatta, namely as a cultural space for the preservation of the values, philosophy, and identity of the coastal Malay community, as well as means of cultural inheritance for the younger generation, the continuity of which must be maintained. Next, this paragraph discusses the regatta as an annual event that attracts tourists, highlighting the uniqueness of traditional sailboats, the skills of local sailors, and the festive atmosphere that makes this event authentic cultural tourism experience. Next, this paragraph discusses the contribution of the regatta to the local economy and tourism promotion, including the improvement of community business, and the strengthening of Belakang Padang's image as a culture and maritime tourism destination. Next, this paragraph explains the challenge in preserving the regatta tradition, such as the regeneration of cultural practitioners, coast, weather, and competition from modern entertainment, while emphasizing the commitment of the community and government to maintain the sustainability of this tradition so that it continues to thrive as a tourist attraction. Next, this paragraph explains about the significance of preserving regattas in a broader context, namely as a maritime culture heritage, a symbol of identify Belakang Padang community, and a means of strengthening Indonesia's national identity as a maritime country and fostering a sense of pride and patriotism. Next, this paragraph discusses the value and main role of sailing regattas, including their historical, social, and economic value, their origins in the maritime activities of the Malay community, their cultural value, and their role in cultural preservation and strengthening social relations between regions. And the last paragraph is conclusion. This paragraph concludes that sailing regattas not only have an impact on the economy and tourism, but also have important cultural and national values that need to be preserved. And the lesson from this article is that the tradition of sailing regatta has important cultural, social, and economic value for coastal communities and plays a role in strengthening local and national identity as a maritime nation. This article also shows that cultural preservation requires the active involvement of the community and the support of the government. So that's my explanation about my article group. I think that's all from me. Thanks for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.